Garden 2021 Zone 6B, and running theme of this year is running late by weeks and even months. So it's no coincidence that I'm running late on this video, and this is just in case by accident if you're a new gardener and you stumbled on my channel for some reason. Here's my advice for new gardeners, and skip tomatoes. Everyone starts with tomatoes for some reason. I mean, tomatoes are delicious, they taste great, and you get a million different varieties. But they're finicky. I mean, they're not the most finicky thing in the garden, but there's a lot easier things you could be growing if you're just starting. And this is one of them. This is pole beans, and I recommend, if you're a first-time gardener, do pole beans. Doesn't matter what kind. There's a million different varieties. Some of these are imported. Some of them have fun histories or dark histories or funny names, different colors. So you get just the same amount of variety. And granted, string beans don't taste as good, but so much easier to grow. You just stick them in the ground and put a pole in the ground, and bingo bango, you get a pole bean. Another piece of advice that a lot of the bigger channels would give you is to start small. They say that the biggest mistake they made when they started growing, here's another good one for beginners, sweet peas. Grow sweet peas, they're great. They're the exact same thing as the beans. Stick them in the ground. You could actually put these in the ground as soon as it's not frozen. You don't even have to wait for a frost day. As soon as the ground is not frozen, stick the peas in the ground. But they'll tell you, the big channels will tell you, hey, don't go big. I regret going so big. And I say, nah, nuts to that. Make the thing as big as you want. The bigger the better, because you'll fail quicker, right? You'll fail at this, you'll fail at that, and then you'll learn quicker, you know? And it's always funny to me that these big channels say, oh, you know, I wish that I had started smaller. I'm like, yeah, but you started big, and 10 years later, you still got a garden, right? So something must have worked out for you. And it's only through experience. You know, you could watch all these videos, but, you know, your soil is going to be different. You have different microclimates, different insects, all kind of different critters munching around. Just make the thing as big as you can and fail as fast as you can, and then you know what works for the next year, you know? And this garden actually is about as big as I can handle, and I know that from experience, because I built this and I failed at a lot of stuff, and the following year I built it bigger, and then I failed at a little bit less, and then I built it bigger, and then that year I couldn't keep up, so I stopped. So this is now as big as my garden's gonna get until my kids get a little bit older. And that's my advice for new gardeners. That's about 2 months too late. I guess it's for Garden 2022 at this point.